Right. I'm finishing my Form 5 Koji SASA. I'm like, okay, I need to do something with my time. The DBS was having a seminar. It was a week of something happening. And so I attended because I was like, let me go and see what other entrepreneurs are doing. Maybe we can try music entrepreneurship, see how we can work it. And DJ Fresh was there. So it took me just striking a nerve. I'm going to talk to this guy, as big as he is. I got there and I looked at him like this. And as small as I was, I got there like, hi, my name is Sebaga. I play the saxophone. And he says, yes, I know you. And I know you were supposed to come and see me. I was like, how? He's like, listen, don't worry, but I know you. And I know you were supposed to come and see me. I'm jamming tonight and made more. Come through with your horn. Let's jam. I am a 23-year-old female saxophonist. Sebaga's art, basically. I think one thing that keeps me going is the passion and the love I have for what I'm doing. I remember one time I did an interview with Seretse at Gabs FM, and he said something to the effect that, you know, when you do what you love, it loves you back too. I lived with my grandmother in Francistown, and my mom was in Gaborone. So would always come into Gaborone sometimes every other weekend. So the trip from Francistown to Gaborone was always Budaza and Hugh Masika. Such kind of music. So I honestly believe that played a huge role in the music I finally chose to venture into. I told my mom, listen, I want to play something. I want to play an instrument. And my mom was like, are you sure? Until I was listening to Whitney Houston's I Will Always Love You. And there's that saxophone solo towards the end of the song. And I was like, that's it. This is the instrument I want to play. So I go and I'm enrolled into Kinderman's Academy. And yeah, that's how my journey began with music, hey? I also think my influence came from my father. My father was a DJ. So I've always been that musical child growing up. My parents were quick to tell that, okay, this is not maths and science child, but there's something else that looks like she's invested in and she can give it her all. Let's try it. It really helps sometimes just being brave enough to step up and say, this is who I am, this is what I do, I would love to work with you. Just go knock on that door. The worst they can say to you is, no, we don't want you. But at least you know you've tried. For me, that's what works for me, is I'm just ready to be like, okay, I'm here. My name is Sebaga. I play a saxophone. What do you want? I have a wedding. Great, I can play you your favorite song. And he's like, oh really? Yeah, can do it right now. The thing about classical music is there's always a classical person out there. And you are certain of a good paying classical gig. We call them corporates, right? Yes. And that's the nice thing about it. You know, you are in an environment where, fine, you won't have people, you know what I mean? But you have people listening, enjoying. You know, you have people that can walk up to you and say, hey, you just played a song by this person and that person, right? And you're like, yeah, it is. So you meet a crowd that appreciates, you know. And the negatives is probably that not a whole lot of people would listen to jazz. You know, not a whole lot of people would listen to jazz. And hence, sometimes you will not be gigging as much as the mainstream artists are gigging. What I want to achieve, first things first, I want to travel the world. Secondly, I want to be the reason why another girl has picked up a saxophone, and another girl, and another one. COVID has forced us to be able to adjust. You know what I mean? We've moved from having a live audience to now having a virtual audience. You know what I mean? Like a weekend ago, we had a show. It was Women's Month, and we had a show from the Botswana Society for Jazz Education, and we called it Her. It was just us wrapping up the Women's Month. You know what I mean? And we were streaming it. It was live on Facebook. You know what I mean? It was an amazing show. It ran so smoothly. We had Samantha Mokwe and Sabi, you know, and amazing artists. And we came together as females and we did that. And we're like, you know what? At the end of the day, the music needs to keep going.